Which fly to tie onto your leader? It's a common question when you're fly fishing. I've got a dry fly selection here, just odds and ends of particular patterns, but you'll have to tie on a fly to your leader when you're fly fishing. And if you're new to fly fishing, the obvious question is, well, which fly should I put on? Well, at Leland, we try to make things real simple, and we're going to share with you what we call our 3 S's for fly selection. Hopefully, it'll help you. Now, if you're just walking along a trout stream and you don't see any insects at all, if you don't see trout on the surface feeding, guess what? Tie on any fly you wish. Whether you pick just a good-looking one or a one you can see on the water, it kind of doesn't matter. Tie it on and put it in the water, because here's why. Trout don't have hands. They have to eat to survive. So if they see an object floating by, they might inspect it, put it in their mouths, and you've just hooked a fish on the fly you chose. But there are other times when you're fishing where actually insects are on the water. Maybe it's a hatch and certain flies are buzzing around and landing on the water and the fish are up on the surface eating. Well, you don't have to be an aquatic entomologist to figure out the game. So back to Leland's 3 S's. Let's make it real simple. If you can see one of those bugs on the surface, or better yet, capture one, just lift one in your hand, let's follow the 3 S's. The first one is size. Take a look at that real bug and then look in your fly box and find a fly that's roughly the same size as the actual bug you just caught. The second, if you can go further, is let's look for a shape that matches. Every insect has a particular shape. Some have wings that stick up like a sailboat, others have wings that are down. So do your best to look back in your fly box, find the right size first. Next, find the right shape. Well, now you got 2 out of 3. We're real close. If you can go one step further, that would be the final S, and that's the shade of the bug. You can call it color if you want, but sticking with the S's, let's call it shade. If the bug is gray, let's look for a gray bug in your fly box. If it's dark, black, well, let's look for a much darker fly if possible. The point is, if you follow the 3 S's very simply, as you're looking at the actual insect you just captured, look back in your fly box, apply the 3 S's, and chances are great you can put on that fly on your leader and you'll have higher success at hooking that fish. One final curveball for you. Let's say you look in your fly box and there's nothing, not one of the S's is in your fly box. You'd think the game's over. Well, again, fish don't have hands. Tie on any fly you want. In fact, you might want to go the opposite direction. Pick the goofiest bug in your fly box. Here's a big yellow hopper. I don't know. Grab your big yellow hopper, and even during a small mayfly hatch, throw it out there. Maybe the fish are sick and tired of eating mayflies. Maybe they've been eating those mayflies for the last 2 weeks and they don't want to eat another one, and along comes your big yellow hopper and a fish puts it in its mouth. You can try to throw the curveball as well. But going back to the 3 S's, if you can match the hatch using the Leland 3S approach, you're much more likely to hook that fish. So remember the 3 S's. Now your fly box isn't so intimidating, huh? Get out there, go fishing.